What's up everybody, Bradley here with Everyday Outdoors, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Bone Collector Georgia Peach Mouthcall. Now, I know I'm a little bit late to the discussion here because Bone Collector launched their official lineup of game calls last spring, and I really wanted to talk about it back then when it was new, and I actually bought this last spring and even recorded a video talking about it, but I don't remember, I didn't like the way it was lit, or just it didn't look good or something like that, so I ended up deleting it and never recording a second version. So today is that second version. I'm going to be reviewing this. I've had it for about a year now because I bought it last spring. Didn't use it a whole lot during the turkey season because honestly I'm not a huge fan of it. So in case you didn't know, Bone Collector launched their lineup last spring. They have a whole big lineup of turkey calls, and they also have a lineup of deer calls now. And if you've taken a look at them, even if you haven't used them, if you've just seen them, taken a look at them, they are higher priced calls, which really surprised me. I thought that when Bone Collector released a lineup, they would be kind of the lower mid-range, but these, pretty much all their calls are in the higher range. I think they've got a couple calls in that $20 price range, but they don't have a single mouth call that's less than $10, I don't think, or at least at the time I bought this call, they didn't have a single mouth call under $10. They were all that higher price tag. So this one was about $13 at Bass Pro Shops. This is I think this is what they call like a hook, or a turkey hook cut, or like a modified back cut. I'm really not sure what you call this one. It's all lopsided and crooked looking, but it's got 3 reeds. It's got the orange and green color scheme to kind of go with the Bone Collector color theme, and then the big old orange reed on top of there. And I don't know if that's because I don't know if that's why they called it the Georgia Peach or what. So I'll go ahead and try it, demonstrate it so you guys can hear what it sounds like. I've been practicing with it for a couple minutes now because you really got to get them good and wet to know what they're gonna sound like. So there's my little demonstration of this Bone Collector call. And if you noticed, the number one thing I noticed about it is it is super raspy. This is by far the raspiest mouth call I have ever used, or probably even heard. I mean, this thing is super raspy. Now, another thing you probably noticed is like those cuts and clucks are super sharp, and I love that about it. They're super sharp, they're easy to just spit out. The purrs are really good, both of those are really good. It's very easy to articulate those really sharp notes on this one, but it does not specialize in those soft yelps as you heard. This thing is kind of likes to scream rather than whisper at those toms. But so I'm gonna compare this to my 2 favorite mouth calls, and then just let you guys hear the difference, and then talk about the comparison. So I'm gonna compare this to my 2 other favorite mouth calls. This is one of my all-time favorite mouth calls right here. This is the Will Primos-1, probably the best Walmart mouth call you can get. I love this thing. It's a phenomenal mouth call. If you don't have one, you need to have one of these in your turkey vest. They're like $5 at Walmart, so they're a little bit more than like the dirt cheap ones, but for what you can do with it, it's incredible. I'm just gonna use it instead of talking about it. So there's the Will Primos-1. It's kind of like the all-in-one. You can get really good soft / raspy yelps on it. You can get your cuts. They're not quite as easy to do on the Georgia Peach, but you can still get those good purrs and good cuts and all that. Phenomenal mouth call. I love this thing. And now my other favorite mouth call, the Woodhaven Ghost Cut, or Ninja Ghost Cut, whatever they call it. This is my other favorite one. So there's the Woodhaven Ghost Cut, and I'm out of breath. So this is one of my other favorite mouth calls, the Woodhaven Ghost Cut. Now, for a comparison between these three, I have to say I'm not super impressed with the Bone Collector mouth call. I think it's good. It's got some strong points. But honestly, for the $13 price tag, I think you can do way better. I was just looking on Woodhaven's website, and this Ghost Cut mouth call right here with another mouth call, so it was a 2-in-1 pack, was like 15 or 16. So that's only a couple dollars extra for something that I think is significantly better. Not to mention you get 2 of them as opposed to just 1. And then this Will Primos-1. Now this Will Primos-1 kicks the butt of a lot of mouth calls out there because it's so cheap. And I understand it's not perfect, so I don't want people going on here saying like, oh, it's not the best mouth call ever. No, it's not the best mouth call of all time, but for the price range, it's the best call of all time, because you're not gonna find another $5 mouth call that just does everything this well. So I think that if you're going to spend, you know, between $10 and $15 for a new mouth call, I think Primos makes some really good ones. They've got their, what series is it? I know they've got the Hook Hunter series, which is really good. They've got the Buzz Cut, Buzz Off, Buzz Kill, something like that they had. And their new one, the Mossy Oak Mouth Yelpers, those are all good. I think they're equally, maybe a little bit better than the Bone Collector one. I've got 2 or 3 of those, and they're good. They're not like phenomenal, but they're pretty good for the price. So yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on the Bone Collector mouth call. So I think the Bone Collector Georgia Peach is good. I don't think it's great. I think that a lot of those Bone Collector calls are probably a little overpriced. I don't know, because I haven't used them. That's just my crazy hypothesis. And if you didn't know, Bone Collector was working with Flextone for years, and then they switched to Night and Hail and worked with them for 1 or 2 spring turkey seasons and made some really cool calls. And then I really don't understand why Bone Collector left to Night and Hail and started their own business. I don't know who's making these. I mean, I don't know if they just made a whole new factory and new plant that they're cranking these out at. I don't know. I don't really know the details on why or where or how they're making all these calls, but they are, and they've been doing it for about a year now, so I guess it's working out so far. So there's my thoughts on the Bone Collector mouth calls. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, anything, be sure to put those down in the description below, and I'll be sure to go and reply to those and talk to y'all, because I love doing that. Also, if you would subscribe, that would be great. There's like 90-something% of you guys that aren't subscribed that watch the video, so if you'd subscribe, that would be great. Alright, I hope y'all are staying safe out there. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed Everyday Outdoors, and until next time, God bless.